Hi there, it's Mary Beth. I'm here in my kitchen science lab. Wherever you are is your science lab because we are going to do some science today. Today we are going to experiment with one of our five senses. Remember the five senses? We have our sense of sight with our eyes, our sense of hearing with our ears, our sense of smell with our nose, our sense of touch with our hands and fingers and other parts of our body, and our sense of taste with our mouth. And that's the one we're going to talk about today. So let's take a look at what you got in your take-home bag. I have mine right here. So let's get some of this out and start working with it. I have a pair of scissors, so you will need those. We have paper with some words on it, a bag that is filled with different types of food, and you also have a lime in your bag. And instead of a lime, I have a lemon. Those will both do the same thing. But before we take the food out of our bags, let's do some cutting. And what we're going to do is these are going to be some labels. And these words say different tastes that we might be able to taste with our tongue. So let's read them together. So we have savory / umami. That is one of the different tastes that you can detect in your mouth. You can taste food as savory / umami. That is something that's sort of like not sweet, kind of has a meaty flavor. Doesn't have to be meat, but like cheese and nuts. The next one is sweet, and a lot of us know that because it's the taste that we get when we eat something with sugar in it. Then we have salty. And just like it says, when things have salt in them or on them, they're going to taste salty. Sour is another way that things can taste. And bitter is another way that things can taste. These are the five main ways that food tastes in your mouth. So let's cut these words out because we're going to use them in our experiment. So I'm going to cut that and cut off this extra piece of white, and then I'm going to cut between each word to make little labels. Okay, now let's bring back our plate. Move the food over for a second, and I am going to make spots on my plate for each of these labels. So savory / umami, salty, bitter, sweet, and sour. Now it's time to take our foods and to put them into the spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the lemon or lime and put it in front of the sour label. And we're going to taste these and see what they taste like. And then we'll know what that taste feels like in our mouth. This is some seaweed, and we're going to put that in the savory umami spot. You open up your little foil packet, you will find some chocolate. And that's actually going to go in the bitter spot because it is very dark chocolate. And dark chocolate without much sugar or any sugar is going to taste bitter. We have some pretzels. Those will go in our salty spot. We have some banana chips for our sweet spot. And then we have these little crackers. They look like cheesy crackers, and they will sort of taste that way, but these are made with cauliflower. and they're vegan, so they do not have any dairy in them, but they have some cheesy kind of flavoring and spice. So we're going to put those also in the savory / umami. We'll have 2 different things that will be examples of that. Okay, are we ready to start tasting? This is going to be fun. You might want to have a glass of water close by to drink after you taste each food. Sometimes when you taste something and then you taste something else right after it, you still taste the last thing that you taste that you had in your mouth. So taking a glass of water can help. A couple things I want to tell you before we start tasting, actually. Taste is actually on your tongue. Your taste buds are located on your tongue. So you can stick your tongue out, and your taste buds are located all around your tongue. There are even a few taste buds in your throat, in the very back of your mouth, and sometimes there are some in your cheeks. But most of them, and we have thousands, probably between 2,000 and 4,000 taste buds in our mouth, are on your tongue. A lot of people think that there's different spots on your tongue, like right here, where you would taste mostly sweet, and on the sides where you would taste sour and salty. That's actually not true. I read a lot of information from scientists, and that is actually something that a lot of people think, but it's not true. There was never really scientific evidence that showed that to be true. It was just something that people started believing, and so everybody kept believing it. But really what happens is all of your taste buds everywhere in your mouth can taste anything. And so you will experience all the different tastes everywhere in your mouth. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try my salty. Let's take a bite of this pretzel. I can taste the salt. Can you taste it? It's right on the top there. Pretzels usually have salt sprinkled on top of them as part of the baking process. And so this is definitely salty. All right, we'll put that back in the salty spot. Let's pick another one. Oh, let's do sweet. Banana chip. I wonder if you've ever had a banana chip before. These are just kind of dehydrated banana slices, so they're crunchy. Sweet like a banana. Sweet things kind of make me smile, and they taste good. Other sweet things are like lots of fruits are sweet. They have natural sugars. Things like cookies and cupcakes have sugar in them, and that makes them sweet. Candy, a lot of candies are sweet. Not all of them though, but so that's our sweet example. All right, here we go. Let's try our sour example. Now, hopefully you had somebody help you to cut a little bit of your lime, and you can watch out for seeds. I got a seed in there. And put it over to the side. All right, let's take a little taste of this. Woo! Does it make your mouth go and pucker up? That's sour. I kind of like it, but it makes my mouth go ooh. That's why sometimes if we want lemony flavor, we don't put a whole lot of lemon, because a little bit goes a long way with lemons and limes. And it's kind of a refreshing citrusy taste. That's a sour. All right, what do we have left? Let's see. Let's try the bitter, very, very dark chocolate. Now, this is going to be funny because you might think it's going to be really sweet because it looks like a sweet piece of chocolate candy. And it is a piece of chocolate, but let's taste it. Oh, it's not very sweet. You can especially taste bitter things in the back of your mouth. So if on the back of your tongue right now, you're kind of tasting this especially, that's bitter. Other things that are bitter, like a raw piece of broccoli or coffee, if you don't have any sweetener in it, is bitter. A lot of spices are bitter. A lot of people really like this really dark chocolate, but a lot of people like it with more sugar in it, make it sweeter. Okay, we have one more taste. This is my favorite. This is savory / umami. Let's taste one of these crackers. See if we can figure out this taste. It's not sweet, right? Sweet and savory are kind of on the opposite end of things. It's kind of cheesy. It doesn't have nuts in it, but it tastes a little bit nutty. I think it's really good, kind of warm and delicious. You're supposed to be able to taste savory / umami, which is just another word for savory. It's a Japanese word, actually. You're supposed to be able to taste that all throughout your whole mouth. And I can taste it. Okay, let's get the other savory umami. A little bit of seaweed. Let's try it. See what you think. I love this one too. I think this particular piece is kind of salty and a little bit sweet too. But ooh, it's yummy. Look more back. So we have tasted all the different tastes that there are. Savory umami, salty with our pretzels, bitter with our very dark chocolate, sweet with our banana chips, and sour with our lemon or lime. Every bit of food that you eat falls pretty much into one of these categories. So you can try to figure out on your own, and here's your challenge, is to find other foods in your house, taste them, and put them into the spot that you think they are. And you can play this game with your siblings or with your parents or anyone that you would like to, and try to figure out what the different tastes are. So get creative and have some fun and enjoy tasting lots of different things. Thank you. Bye-bye.